Let me introduce myself. I'm Joel Martin from MRP. I've been doing this for about 8 years in the scooter industry. And I think we finally reached that little tipping point where we can actually have meetings like this and talk about an industry and see some familiar faces. Where are you guys from?
Kentucky.
Kentucky, all right.
Winter Park.
Winter Park. It's the market now.
Baltimore, Washington area.
Wow. Well, the way I like to introduce myself is this is my first lesson. Code. I started working for them when I was 18. And the first thing I learned was the can should always face outside. That was branding. And each one of you is a brand to yourself. You own a store. And you have to decide what your store means, what emotion it gives the client when they walk into the store, and what the store is about. It's not just having a bunch of brands in there. It's about what you, the store owner, what your concept is when somebody walks into your shop. And of course, Coke taught me that when I was 18, which was great. And it's just water and sugar. And they do a great job at marketing and branding and making you feel an emotion when you walk into a store and you see a Coca-Cola. You can do that too. You can do that in your scooter shop. I formerly imported Malawi scooters from Italy. After that, I imported SYM. I'm the original SYM importer from Taiwan. And then I brought in some QJ and some other brands from China, as well as the RX and MH bikes from Spain. And after five and a half years of bike distribution, I found my niche was parts and branding. It was hard to manage brands that weren't within my control. And I think I've done a little bit better at helping stores stay in business the last 8 years, and that's something that I thoroughly enjoy, because there's money in parts and service. And a lot of stores forget that. They fill up the store with 20, 30 different brands of bikes. They try to buy the lowest price that they can find out there and push that to the consumer. And they forget, hey, I'm more than just selling cheap Chinese scooters. I am a brand. We are in a recession. And maybe last year during the boom, because of the gasoline prices, you could sell anything you brought into the store. It didn't matter how cheap or how bad it was. It's not going to be that way this year. This year, you're going to have to capitalize on parts and accessories. Because when there's a recession, people tend to repair older bikes, and they tend to be a little bit more price conscious. But you can also get that extra dollar from them in your store. But you can sell stuff that you would never ever think of having in your store. So maybe you're a TNG dealer, and you have all the Minerelli and all the GY6 stuff, but somebody comes to your website and they want a Bergman 400 exhaust. Now, not everybody has an extra $400 to buy a Bergman 400 exhaust, but I have them in my warehouse right now. Go ahead and sell it. It's going to be on your website, and you can tell the gentleman, hey, click here, type in Bergman 400. It's right there, $550. You want it? Okay, good. Click add to cart, okay. Check out, okay. Then you'll see that the order came in. Once you get paid, it downloads to me. We print it out, we ship it. You just made, $100 without having to have that exhaust in stock. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have stock. You need to have, if you're going to be a TNG dealer, you should have parts for the TNG Jog. You should have parts for the TNG GY6. But you can also benefit from the buying power by selling things that you. But the thing about any website is it's only as good as the person promoting it. So if you're on Google and if you're adding the meta words to your MRP clone site, if you have an employee that's actively marketing on MySpace and Facebook, you're going to make some money. If you just buy the site and just let it sit there and you don't answer people's questions, it's not going to do anything for you. I actually walked into a store, true story, walked into a store in Santa Fe near Gainesville, Florida. This happened in November. I walked into the store, and the store manager is there, and he didn't know who I was. Usually people don't know who I am when I walk into the store. And he's on the phone, he's talking to the client, and I'll probably pause this and erase this from the tape later. And he goes, yes, see that? That's the cylinder kit, okay. Okay, now you see where it says parts? Oh, no, go partsforscooters.com, go partsforscooters.com, okay. Now click on cylinder, okay. You see it? Okay, add it to Dad, I can order that for you, and I'll be here in the store tomorrow. Now, that could very, very well be true, but he just lost that client. Because that client went to somebody else's website and said, why should I go to the store and buy it when I can buy it online, it'll come to me. Anytime you do that, you're sending your client to somebody else. You should never send them to somebody else's website. Not even